Yo, yo, yo. It's Thursday night. This is three in a row. Setting a new trend here.
Yeah,
It's reverse polarity. This what happens on Thursdays.
this is
So
what
Dean,
happened on Thursday. How's you doing?
doing good, man. Doing good.
I was just reading the title of the show, and what makes a car sound good?
I wanted it to be a super narrow topic, just kind of really focus in on
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
a really tight topic.
Really tight topic. I mean, that's the only way these things work, right?
Right.
I, you know, eh, so in my mind, I read it and I thought, what makes car audio like? So for me, the question that I've been asking, and so for 30 plus years of doing this is why car audio? you know like with everything that has failed in this world,
Yeah.
because everyone's like, oh, it's shrinking. Of course it's shrinking. What isn't shrinking? I mean, every single thing. I was news this week, Joann's Fabrics is might be going out of business. They're trying to restructure right now to save. I mean, we have a giant one 5 minutes from the house here, and it's like there's like four people that work there
Hobby
ever.
Lobby killed them, man.
Yeah, but like they always have attitudes. They're always just like, ugh, and
Yeah.
they have just so much inventory of expensive shit. And it's like, who's
And it's like not stuff that you can just take and use. Like you have to make
yeah,
something.
yeah, you gotta make something.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want them to fail because
Right.
yeah, I mean when I need to make something, that's where I go. But um um I just camera stores, very few, like there might be one in the state
Right.
if you're lucky. And even like Best Buy has a decent camera section, but it's only good around Christmas time. Other than that, shit.
Dude,
Uh,
ours, they still have, I don't even, I think they have the M50 first gen.
yeah,
Mark.
and like a GoPro 8.
Yeah. I did get the 11, but that was not in ours. That was at
Yeah,
Wilmington.
yeah.
So,
Go get it from Target.
yeah.
Um, so I think that's the more the question. Like, is how are there still people like me
Doing what
doing
you do.
retail? Because I mean, if you think about like what has made it, it's like we still have a Barnes and Noble, which I trust me, I don't want that to leave. I really love that place. Um, but I don't know how it succeeds other than just last minute, I got to have a book now kind of thing, which the fact that there's still people like that with ebook readers and all that other kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, there's just certain things that don't make sense. Like, I still feel like you got to go to a place to buy your shoes, but I know a lot of people don't.
I
You know?
I gotta say, I order them online now. I don't know when this or how or why, but yeah,
Yeah.
typically I'd go try them on, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there again, like for me, obviously, I buy the Goofy shoes, so I
Yeah.
just order them direct. But if there was a direct store here, like Skechers, for example, I
Right.
think Skechers' business model is on point. Like they sell them everywhere, but then they have Skechers stores. Nike has Nike outlets everywhere, which there again, I think is a brilliant move for them because it's like, oh, anyone can buy them anywhere, but we also are gonna have stores because
Right.
you
Because
know
it makes it seem cooler.
Well, and it just kind of controls your own destiny, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like I had to go to a mall this weekend or the other day to get a birthday present for Sue for this weekend, and I was amazed. It's like this is the mall. We have a place here called International Plaza, and it's the mall, like Louis Vuitton. Like there's a Tesla dealership in there, all
Dang.
this obscure shit that I can't pronounce half of it, and like you see like 10 pieces of clothing hanging in there, each one of them is like $1,000, and you're like,
Yeah.
how is that place like?
So, because they only need
How
your.
is it even open, let alone still open?
Yeah.
Start with second gen CRX. You're not wrong. Those
Yeah.
did sound good.
And they get loud. Like they did everything. Still,
Two
people are
fifty,
using them for SPL still.
two pot, 215s, man. Just
Yeah.
you know. That was the CRX. My buddies all had CRXs. I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse. That was back when, like, this was 90s. So Morel was the thing. That's when I fell in love with the brand. But their tweeters were just like loudspeaker tweeters are now. So they were big, silk, soft dome, massive things with real magnets on them. And I remember putting those in the doors on a CRX. I even made a custom door pop like 4, 5, 6.5s for CRX back in the day.
Well, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah,
So
that
if you know
was
you're gonna if you threw some bullet tweets with it, I mean,
no bullet tweets. We didn't, know. No, but yeah, a lot of work on CRX. That a guy. We had one customer called it the pod. He'd always it's like 215s. Okay,
yeah.
215s, 2 6.5s. Let's do this. All right, whatever
Did
you need.
you ever have anybody come in and want like 15s, 12s, and 10s?
Yeah. I'd always talk him out of it.
Yeah,
That's
because I remember seeing quite a few of those back in the 90s. Like, okay,
Those were clerks. That's the definition of a clerk. Customer comes in and goes, "I would like this," and the sales guy goes, "You bet." And then somebody that like cares or has to do the work goes, "Time out,
stop.
time out. What the hell are you talking about?" And what makes cardio sound so good is that guy, the guy that stops you from making poor life choices. That's the end of the day. Fernando was in a class at this last Knowledge Fest, and they were like, "What's the first step for tuning a system?" And our first step is always we do polarity, then we do balance and fader. Or balance and fader, then polarity. Either way, those two things are interchangeable. They're both getting done depending on who's sitting in the front seat. And he says, test polarity. No, the answer is. And he's like, okay. He goes, it comes down to system design is the first step in tuning a system. And Fernando just gave him that look of, you're a dumbass. But he wasn't wrong, because that's what makes a car sound good, and yeah. System design. What makes a car sound good?
Gravy, the gravy.
Yeah. I mean, the gravy is getting it to actually work when you're done with your cockamamie stereo that you've come up with. Not you particularly, Andy, just in general. But I've gotten old and snarky when it comes to some of these people because they come in and they'll have some of the dumbest shit in the world. And you just look at them and go, no. They're like, what? I was like, no, I'm not putting that in your car.
Yeah.
Like, why? Because that's dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Yeah, cameras, Pasco County Exchange. I just found them on Facebook. Yeah, don't want to drive up there, but
no. What's that? Tri-State camera, or there's B&H Photo, and
yeah, I flip flop between Adorama and B&H.
Yeah, Adorama.
Like whoever has it can get it to me now.
So talking about why cardio, I don't know that I've ever asked you this. So to me, in my area, like cardio shops started falling off around 2000. So like 2000 to, man, I think like almost 2010, there was just they narrowed down to one cardio shop. What was that? Was that kind of like nationwide, or was that just in my area, or just in the middle?
No, it was 2007, right? 2007-ish?
Yeah, early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah. So the crash. If you were not liquid or had inventory or had your bills paid, you were fucked. Because when the crash came, like, dude, we sat around for Jesus, like 6 or 8 months. We were playing rummy or some shit like that. I don't know. I kept getting my ass kicked. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I'm like, I can't play cards. We played cards every day. It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest time. Like, looking back on it, it was like I'd literally come into work and there would be nothing going on. And you'd just be like, this is so weird. And then one day it just stopped. It was like
It came back.
it was like there was some things and then some more things. And then it was just like, all right, we're back in business.
Now we're going.
And we went for another 10 years, and then it happened again. And because nobody learns anything. I mean, that's literally the economy. It's like, like right now, the economy. We just came off of COVID with all the money in the world for everyone to spend, and then which is economics. Like on the level that the government is throwing economics now is something way beyond anything I understand. I get what they're trying to do, but it still
Right.
makes absolutely no sense to me because I'm not an economics major. So to me, I just look at it and go, basically, you're trying to get people to borrow less money because you're making the interest rate more, which means people aren't spending any money. So we're doing this to keep us from going in a recession. So somehow by not spending money or not borrowing money, spending money we already have that we don't have, it's going to keep us from going in. But prices have to go up. So we have inflation,
Yeah.
and then we still have tariffs.
It's all
So
full circle. It's like all feeding into each other. Like every
yeah,
portion of it's making it worse. Yeah.
yeah. So I look at it and I just go, I don't understand what the hell's going on. And there again, I'm not pulling sides on administration because I really don't care who's in the
You're just
White
talking
House.
about government in general. They're all dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
let's not act like some of them are just geniuses because I haven't seen them in my lifetime.
this is organized chaos. By the way, there's this everything is where it needs to be. There's nothing really it's not like it's not. It's a display case. I mean, I have a lot to display. You know, it's just what it is. Um, but anyways, yeah. So only lost Audio Express. So we had a couple places back then, but all of us made it through. Like all of us made it through 2007. We didn't lose any dealers, like any substantial dealers. There was a couple of fly by nights, but they were never going to make it anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Right.
Um,
But it's a
but
much higher population area, though. I
yeah,
expect that's the main reason.
yeah, oh for sure. But
Yeah.
the second time, the bigger, the one after that, no, that by that time it was a lot harder. That's why I left the place I was at because it was just at that point it was miserable.
Yeah.
Like it was just like it was a miserable experience. Car audio was no longer fun at that point. It was just showing up to work to hate life. And it's kind of not the best way to live,
Yeah.
So it wasn't car audio anymore. It was just a job, and they don't pay us enough in car audio
Put up with BS, as much
to
BS.
yeah, it's not a high profit. It's not like you're not going to become rich as an employee for sure.
Right.
Employer definitely. Um,
Well, it's
but
like you said, every installer has some kinda side
oh,
hustle.
every I mean, hell, even owners that I know have side gigs because they
Yeah.
can't figure out how to do it. And but for some reason we keep doing it. And I think that goes back to the original question: is why does this still exist? Because we won't let it go.
Yeah.
You know, it's like no, fuck that. We're gonna keep this monster rolling.
I know, I really wish that there and I need to visit the ones that are around. We've had some pop back up now, so we have a
Yeah,
few more, and I need to visit them and just see what they got going on because, dude, it has been a long time, since
yeah,
I've been to any around here. Now, when we went to North Carolina, with, Derek, we've been to quite a few of them and checked them out, and they were pretty nice, but around here, it's kinda been dead for a minute, so
yeah. Well, the other thing too is that like a lot of car stereo shops have gone to the boutique model,
yeah,
which is fine, but it's purely I know, it's okay, Jeff. It's purely just I don't know how that works. Meaning like we're not a boutique. I've never worked for a boutique. I know a couple guys that are,
yeah,
but to me it's just like I don't to me I think it would be annoying because I've always worked at a place where it was like we had everything
right,
and like we could have inventory and we could have stuff to make sure the job got done right, which is important. Like the install bay, we stock, we make sure we have screws and shrink wrap and zip ties and wire. And, every now and then we run into a situation where like Paul just forgot to order something. And you're just like, are you serious? Like we're out of 6 foot RCAs. How is this even possible? You know? So it's like you got to go into your stash spot where you keep the the emergency. Paul forgot to order our 6-foot RCA box, and you're just like, ugh. But um, a lot of these other places are like, they book out, and even like a simple radio, it's like if they have one in stock, they still got to order the dash kit,
Right. Oh, yeah,
and like
they don't keep it in stock, so
no,
it's like, you're not gonna just go in there and get it done. It's, well, 2 weeks, we'll order all the parts, and you show up on a Thursday, and then we'll do it.
yeah, and which is scary because a friend of mine in another state, they do boutique stike stuff, and he's like, "Hey man, I need this dash kit for because they don't." He had to do something way out of his wheelhouse, like
Right,
just put a radio in. So he ordered all the stuff from Paul. And we sent it to him, and he's like, "Damn it, I knew it. It's gonna be the wrong damn dash kit." So it's like, "Yep." So we had to send him out the second dash kit, and he's like, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm used to this. This is how we always operate." And I
yeah,
was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it's normal. We'll get a car in, we'll get that." And it's like, "Nope, wrong dash kit." And you're just like, because we stock every dash kit,
yeah,
because that's just Paul. But there again, Paul also feeds a lot of those boutique places, especially in our area, because a lot of these guys, it's like they have no idea what's going to roll in the door, and they don't want to waste, 5 to 10 grand on dash kits to
right.
just sit there, and that's
Just
different
roll
business
over.
models.
That's the good thing about you guys, I think that you're kind of almost a boutique within, like,
Yeah,
Paul has his customers, and then you guys have your customers. So the 2, I'm sure, meet sometimes, but not as often as.
yeah, it depends. Like some weeks, no, some weeks we never see his customers at all, and
Yeah,
then other weeks it's like, could we stop talking to your customers? God, what were you thinking, man? Like, it's like, oh, this is yeah. But some days you actually it's enjoyable. Some days it's like we got like 8 radios to put in, and it's like, oh, thank God.
just knocking them out.
Well, it's just autopilot. It's like anything else. Sometimes you just come off a week and you need something simple to kind of like refocus and regroup, and like you have a lot, like there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. There again, we're not the normal car stereo shop. Fernando and I have a whole other business that we run out of there, and we do a lot of stuff for a lot of different people, and it's sometimes it's like, like today we were on the we had a phone call for Master Tech Expo, which is right around the corner, and we're working with Brian to get all that going. We're finalizing the Clean Wire Challenge, the build off, the awards that we're going to be doing this year there, and we're getting ready for the kickoff, which is coming up right around the corner. To where tickets are going to start to go on sale, and like there's going to be a promotion at the beginning, and just what do we have to do? What does he have to do? What do we need to get? And it's like, so there's this whole other business that's going on inside of that install bay, and then so like the day before that, we had other client conversations that we had to have. So it's like, Fernando's trying to work on the car, and I'm trying to like hold the phone, and you know,
Yeah,
we're kind of trying to stay in the same area so we can both hear what the hell's going on. And it's like, oh my God, this is just like, then Paul come over there and say something stupid, and you just look at him like, can't you see we're on the phone? Like, give me a break. All right, Christian is just losing his mind.
isn't the DSP arriving?
No, yeah, no. So Christian's a funny one because he lives in Orlando and he drives out and he bugs the shit out of us. I kid. He's a nice guy. But he's irritating in the sense that he keeps doing stupid things in my mind, and I keep going, will you stop doing stupid stuff?
Oh, you wanna know who my Christian is?
Yeah.
Baba.
Oh yeah. Hey man, everyone's got a Christian. And so I told him the other day, I said, dude, for the love of God, stop buying DSP amplifiers. Okay. Like pick one and run with it. Just get a badass DSP, put them
Yeah,
in the car, and then you can interchange all the amplifiers you want. Like, because you're gonna keep doing it. He has fun doing it. I don't want to stop him from doing that, but I also, it's like, just put a DSP in there that you don't have to fuck with. You know what I mean?
right.
And so we got him to pick up an Aerospace 8 to 12 because if you're gonna get a DSP, and that's that's
That joint's like $1,200 or something, right?
well, like I said, just do it. Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's got like audio control amps, he's got Prima amps, he's got Moscone amps with DSP. So
yeah.
there's 3 different amplifiers with DSP in there.
I feel him though. It's like you get that. I don't know. I've done it in golf and cardio. Just you get you. I want to touch all the new gear, mess with it,
Well, yeah, that's fine, but the amplifiers are just fun. That okay? So my argument was, go buy the best DSP you can buy, right?
and then you can swap out the amps how you
And then
want.
just if you want to do JP one week, do JP. If you want to get some AC or you want to get some LC amplifiers, get some LC amplifiers. If you want to, if fucking Big Jeff comes out with Big Jeff badass amplifiers next week, you know,
Those, yeah,
then and it's like I want to get those. Get those. Stinger, go buy the Stinger online amplifier because they're freaking cheap as fuck and put out power. You know what I mean? Or if you're like, I'm gonna get a fucking Moscone 430. You know what I mean? You could be anywhere you want, but it's always taking like the tweeters aren't gonna blow. The
yeah.
mid ranger,
You have a solid base basically
yeah,
to build
everything
from.
is
Right.
like where it needs to go,
Yeah.
and you're good. You got like what, 8 presets or 4? I don't know. You got a ton of fucking presets. Um, so well, buy the Museway amps, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's the only problem with DSP amps that I wish every amp had a DSP, but also you're kind of that's your DSP. So if you didn't have a standalone, now when you switch amps, you got to be thinking about a DSP if this amp doesn't have a DSP.
well, in there again though, that's not the end of the world because it
Right.
depends what you're doing. It's like there's plenty of times we'll put a DSR1 and a DSP amp in a car, because I'm using the DSR1 as a preamp,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of advantages to it. For one, I can now, because the DSR1 is going in as an AR, so it's reprogramming the car. It's going to become my preamp, so that's my amp pro, so to speak. Um, and because it's not high level, it's iData into the car, and so now I can reprogram the factory radio to control my subwoofer, to control my punch bass. It's got a 7 band basic EQ in it, so if I just want to, guys, like I want a little bit more. I don't have to pull out the big laptop and literally pull up my iPad and go, "Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
What do you think?" That's it. So it's a great little preamp to go into the bigger DSP.
Right.
So not only that, if he's got an Apple Watch and he's like, I'm gonna take it to, I gotta go to, I park my car, whatever, or I'm gonna get it serviced. If I can hit mute, shuts the audio down. No one can turn it on. They can't fuck up your shit.
Yeah.
It's got a master volume control. So if you just want to turn it halfway, so you got the mechanic going, dude, I don't know what the hell, you
Yeah.
know. So and there again, like there's good and bad to both. It's just a matter of what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there, it's I don't know. I'm thinking about using the JBL as a line out,
Yeah.
a line driver, and
Well,
DSP like
did you
Ada
see?
the video
I
you
was
did.
gonna say, that's what they did.
Right.
You
And
know.
it's a good idea because he's going to put out a decent voltage. It's got a pretty decent DSP built in.
Yeah.
So I may do that, but I may just, I don't know what I want to do. I'm tired of messing with the front stage and Trooper because it's just a test car. But then also, I'm not quite happy with what I got right now. So I'm just right on the edge of what I want to do.
Right. Exactly. And I, so the car we're working on today, which we didn't get to go on Instagram and talk about, but it's kind of a funny story. So we talk about a lot of stuff on the show and here, and just repetitive, because if you say it enough, eventually it gets in there. Like Amp Pro, we've said Amp Pro a million times, and so now people kind of starting to understand maybe there's an Amp Pro for that. So it's almost become Kleenex for the term, and it's what it is. They were first, so they get that honor. But the problem with that is kind of like you say a term, and like even in our language, you'll say something and someone will go, yeah, and they'll use the term improperly. And you'll
Right.
be, I don't think that's what that word means. What do you mean? That's totally what that word means. You know, like I'm not talking about like slang. Like I had to ask Kaylee, like she's like, bro, you gaslighting me? I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, you gotta explain that one to me, you know? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not trying to gaslight you. Although that's neat, but no, I'm going to now from now on, constantly,
Yeah.
you know. But so guy's got he's like, I know what I'm doing. Big Dodge Ram. Go buy my Amp Pro. It's like, cool. He's not getting the LC7i or LC7i Pro. He's getting the Amp. He's like, dude, they make an Amp Pro for this. Teen said it a million times. Boom, here's the box. Amp Pro, deuces. Buys a 5-channel amp, comes in, gets some speakers, and he's, in a box, and he's like, I got this, bro. I said, awesome. Do you want to know where you fucked up? He's like, what do you mean? I didn't fuck up. I said, totally fucked up. He's like, how? I said, well, you bought an Amp Pro. What do you mean? You told me to buy an Amp Pro. I never told you to buy an Amp Pro. You went ahead and didn't fucking ask and bought an Amp Pro because you thought you knew what you were doing. I
Right.
said, you weren't. He's like, well, I didn't buy an LC7i. I said, no. But there's always more than one answer. You just got
Mhm.
to ask the right fucking question. You assumed you knew the question, so you assumed you knew the fucking answer. You didn't. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, all right, let's hop in your truck. I said, you got an Alpine stereo. He goes, yeah, factory, right. It's got a center channel, right? Go listen to those rear speakers. Hear that delay? Hear that sound, that weirdness? I said, uh-huh. I said, so it has a surround in it already. He goes, yeah. I said, you got an Amp Pro. He goes, yeah. I said, an Amp Pro gives you 6 channels of line level output. You know what it doesn't have? Any way to recreate this nonsense you have going on in your car now. It strips the car of this, gives you a flat output. He goes, was that what you want? I said, yes, out of a radio, but not out of a system. You need tonality. You need the ability to make it sound the way you want it. You didn't buy anything to do that.
Oh, so there was no DSP, just amp.
No DSP, bought an 802.5 Kenwood amplifier. So straight system with
Yeah.
bass, mid, and treble on the radio. And I go, so we're going to get this done. It's going to sound okay, but you're actually downgrading the sound quality of your car because you have no processor. He was
Yeah.
like, shit. I said, don't worry about it. He goes, why? I said, because there's nothing you can do now.
Yeah.
You know,
What's
you've
done
already
is
spent
done.
the money.
Yeah.
Poor life choices.
Yeah.
Enjoy. You know?
Oh,
So, we get done and we're listening to it and it's okay. It sounds better. It's louder. It's, they got tweeters now. So he's like, yeah, okay. I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, yeah, you're right. I go, right about what? He's like, yeah, I should have got the DSP. And I was like, well, yeah, but you didn't. So, hey, have a nice day.
yeah. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
So so this is where the problem comes in, right? Because you've already made the mistake once. Okay. So you can't make it again, right? So 2 weeks later, 2 weeks down the road, he's like, Colin. All right, what? He's like, dude, we're doing it over again. All right, so this guy's already balling on a budget as it is. Like he's
Yeah.
802.5. Like that is the cheapest 5-channel amplifier of quality that you can get. Okay. And it is. It's a badass little amplifier. It's this big. I'm okay for
Right.
what it is. I need something that's this big, 5-channel. It's a good amount of power. It's $350. Fucking sounds awesome. 2-year warranty. What are you gonna beat it with?
Yeah.
That's this big. Nothing. So he's like, here's what I want to do. I'm gonna put the DSR1 in. DSR1. Now he knows everything because now he's like, fuck. So he goes. He's like, all right, it's got 8 channels on the DSR1. I said, yeah. He goes, so I want to get another amp to power my mid bass. I'm gonna go full active on the front because now he's like, he knows the words. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna get this 6-channel amp. I'm gonna disconnect the power off of and I'm gonna just run the amp on the sub. And I go, oh, timeout. What? So this is where you made your mistake now. He goes, wait, what? I said, you got a 5-channel amp. Okay. You got to load down those channels. You ain't just running your amp with no power, no load on your mids and high side. It's a 5-channel. It's designed to be run with 5 speakers connected to it, not one. He's like, oh, okay. Well, shit. I go, yeah, well, shit. Okay, so let's figure this out. What are we trying to do here? Okay, because I want to go full active. I said, okay, what do we have for subs again? He said like W zeros. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, is it kind of weak? He's like, yeah. I said, so after talking with him for 35, 40 minutes and figuring out that like budget is still,
Right.
I said, let's just get another 802.5. He's like, what do you mean? I said, we'll put two 802.5s in them. I said, we'll take one 802.5, we'll make it 3-channel so we can
Mm,
bridge it to the front doors and one sub. Put the other 802.5 in, put it on the front, rear, and the other sub. We'll upgrade your W0s to some P3s. I said, so now we got 300 watts going to each sub. We got 150 watts or 100 watts or something like that going to mid bass, 75 or I don't know what, 70 or 60
right.
on each one of the corners. Boom, there you go. Rockford DSP in there. I said, you do realize though that we have to take everything out that we've done and start over again, right? He's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. Originally you like, I want to take out the Amp Pro, put in DSR1. Now you want to take out the Amp Pro, rewire the amplifier, and put in a second amplifier and put in. I was like, we're starting over. You
Yeah.
know? He's like, oh man. I'm like, hey man,
It's a lesson why you don't buy stuff. If you're gonna have someone install it,
yeah.
go to them and get the plan going before you buy anything. That way you're
Well,
not
there again, what makes a car sound good, as the show says, is the
yeah,
design. The
yeah,
design is the solution for the system. If you want your car to sound good, have someone help you design it because that's the key. You know, guy
yeah.
comes in the other day. He's like, I haven't done anything car audio in 15 years because he's just saying all this random ass shit. And I finally go, when's the last time you looked to buy a car audio system? He goes, 15 years ago. And I go, makes sense because everything you're talking about, we don't do it that way anymore.
Yeah, we don't do that no more. Yeah.
Like that stuff doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
He's like, really? I go, yeah, it's 15 years ago, dude. Where were you 15 years ago?
Yeah, and I wonder how much planning I bet he did a lot of planning. He probably watched a lot of videos, did a lot of
Oh yeah.
planning with the system. He just forgot crucial parts of the
Well, yeah, but the thing is like I always tell people, I don't know what to ask you because I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what I don't know. So until we start having a conversation and I can kind of see where things are going, then it's like, ooh. I mean, that's how I learn. If I want to learn something, I just want you to start telling me about it.
yeah,
And then I can be like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Talk to me about that. Because I don't know that, but I don't know that I don't know that because I've never heard that before. So that's my way of learning things is just listening to what you have to say. If you're saying the same old shit, then I get bored really quick, and I'm like, okay, all right,
want it
yeah,
loud, make it loud, man.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I care about. Yeah.
yeah. There was one interview I was sitting in a car and the guy was telling me all about the snazzy whiz bang shit they have in the car. I was doing everything I could to stay awake. There was a point about halfway into it, and I'm just going.
I
I could
know.
feel it. I could feel me starting to get bored. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm bored. And then I started thinking about how bored I was. And I was like, mm-hmm. Wow.
I do that, like, if someone's talking to me about their job that I'm not interested in, and they're just wanting to vent about their job, if it's something I'm interested in, like, I'm in. But if it's something like this happened at your office, and it's all stuff I have no idea how it works, and you're just going off every minute detail, I'm thinking in my head, like, "Shut up."
Well, it's like your wife telling you about her day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
she's the main offender, but
Yeah. Yeah.
there's other offenders as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Christian, when you make the statement, most people want SQL. Okay. So that's a dumb statement because you're assuming that people understand what that means. Okay. Most people want a system that is louder and sounds better than what they have in their car. They have no idea what it is. They have no idea how to get there. They just feel they want it. Now, if they go on the internet and they go to Google and they type in car stereo, they're going to come in with some Scar Audio shit.
That's
And I'm
100%.
going to be like, you got all the wrong stuff. Well, I bought some components. No. Wasn't it all the same? No.
No.
Why did you buy a Ford? I didn't buy a Ford. I bought a Dodge. Aren't they all the same?
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. Um, but that's the thing. Most people do not know what it is they're after. They don't know what they're looking for, and that's that dead art of a salesman. is being able to read the situation and put you into something that benefits you, the end user. And there again, there's when I say salesman, I don't mean like somebody that can just like bank dollars.
Right.
Bro, I sold 10 cars this month. I just hooked people the fuck up. And you're like, every one of us going, I didn't even know I bought this. You're convincing them to buy something that they can't afford or they don't want. It's finding out what they want, finding out what they can afford, then designing them something to fit that or putting them in the driver's seat of that and trying to tick all those boxes. To me, that's a salesman because that's an honorable thing. We don't have that much anymore because our world doesn't appreciate that. That's Circuit City used to have that.
Oh
Remember, I
yeah.
used to go into Circuit City and talk to a salesman. You
That's
want to
why
know what
they're so
screwed
much
that
better
up?
in Best Buy.
What's that?
That's why they were always so much better in Best Buy. They actually knew
Well,
what
and
they
that's the
were talking
thing.
about.
But who won? Best Buy.
Yeah, yeah, because they'll sell you junk. Yeah, they don't care.
Well, and there's no one there. They're all just
Yeah.
clerks. There's hey,
Hmm.
what you need? I need that box. Okay, let me go get a ladder.
Yeah.
Thanks, Johnny. You bet.
Besides our buddy Chris, that's the only they hide him in the back.
Well, of course. You know. But that's just it, though. It's like the salesman doesn't exist anymore. And even when you go to a car dealership, the guy up front helping you isn't a sales guy anymore. He's a clerk. It's like,
Yeah.
do you guys have cars? Yeah. Do you have blue cars? We got blue cars. We got blue cars with 4 tires and a steering wheel and windows that go. It's so neat. And the seat. Oh, we have some that have cool seats and warm seats too for the winter.
Shopping for cars.
Yeah.
I despise
Yeah,
shopping
that's the
for cars.
worst. And then the
Yeah.
salesman is the guy that's giving you the paper. The finance guy is the sales guy.
Yeah.
He's the salesman. He's the one you have to dread. But he's the good guy somehow because the sales guy gets the shit. No, the sales guy's your buddy. He doesn't fucking care. He's like, you buy the car, please, and you're like, you're cute. I kind of like you. I would like to buy the car. Oh, thank you so much for buying my car. But then you go in the back in the locker with with that guy, and he's just like all up in your shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy the extended warranty because you could leave the parking lot right now and be dead, and then someone would have to pay for the car.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Ford is always selling Florida. That's not true. Believe it or not. No, it's a lot of Toyotas, a lot of Dodge. Yeah, not Ford is not. A lot of F-150s, but that's kind of where it ends, man. Like, ain't nobody driving anything other than an F-150 as far as Ford goes. I mean, in a Mustang, but I mean, like whatever. The douchebags driving Mustangs.
Well,
I can say that I have one.
I mean, it's just all about trucks now. At one point, it was BMWs, Mercedes, whatever. Now, those same people buy luxury trucks. So,
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
market shifted.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, who would ever thought you'd buy a truck for $100,000?
yes, or the new Escalade EV.
Oh,
It's like
Jesus.
165,000 or something.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
God.
absurd.
Yeah,
Especially when you drive at 40,000 miles and it blows up a head gasket or something, which they're known to do.
I like Christian. That's your subjective opinion, in my opinion. No, that's an actual. See, okay, so so here's a funny one. That was a conversation that Fernando and I had the other day. The difference between opinion and fact. Okay, so the problem is like on Facebook when somebody asks a question, "Hey, what color is the sky?" Well, it's blue. Okay, at that point, that's really the end of the topic, right? But
Yeah.
no, you got the other guys. Well, it's like it depends because it could possibly be green. Okay, but it's blue, right? Well, it could be red, but it's still blue, right? Well, yeah, but it could be turquoise. That's fucking blue. And at nighttime, it's like black with little dots. They're white. They blink. They're called stars. Well, no, they're not. It could be the aurora borealis if you're in Alaska. I'm not. I'm in Florida, so I don't even see the stars because we have so much light pollution. So it's blue during the day, and sometimes, it could be gray. Well, it could be gray too, but that's my feelings are hurt right now. Anyways, so you get these guys that, we were having a debate on phones I said XY phone is the most used phone for taking pictures on the face of the earth.
Right.
And he was like, well, this phone is better. And I go,
Okay. That's
it's
that's
not what
that's what we call
you know,
a side jag around here.
yeah, that's called no. It doesn't matter. This is a statement of fact.
Yeah.
Yours is an opinion. Yours doesn't matter. You know. So why going back to Christian, since how Christian, if you need your house tented or if you have bugs and you need someone to take care of that shit, you call Christian. That motherfucker will take care of your house. It'll get rid of all the little boogers that crawl around and like that shit. That's what he does. He's good at that shit. He closes some big money deals. That's why he drives an Audi. Okay. But you know what he doesn't do for a living? It's car stereo. So he doesn't talk to any of these motherfuckers that come in and want to buy shit. So it's not my opinion. It's your opinion. Mine is stated from actual evidence and fact. Like, this is the shit that happens on a day-to-day basis. Anyways, that's why I love Christian.
Good news. Can't blow a head gasket in an EV. Well played.
No,
Well,
but your car can catch on fire, apparently. I didn't know that was a whole subcategory on the interwebs.
oh
Watching
yeah.
Teslas burn to the ground.
I tell you I listened to a podcast where they had like firefighters are being trained about electric cars on how to disconnect the batteries and
Well,
the
yeah.
safest way to put them out, because obviously you can't put them out with water.
No,
So
no, no. I mean, I would hope they're being trained. I mean, because they're catching on fire enough, right? There
yeah,
again, this is just internet shit. I don't honestly know. It could be one every 10,000. Who the fuck knows?
yeah, it's probably not. It's probably on par with how often a regular car catches on fire,
I
but
would think so.
since it's kind of polarizing, then of
Yes.
course it's gonna get a little more action. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be worried about it.
Oh wow.
Definitely should be some kind of concern.
Christian is doubling down. I think Paul knows more now, but yes, you know more obviously.
Oh
Um
man, Christian ain't going.
so so here's the funny one on this. Okay, this is why this is a dumb him doubling down on a bad bet. So he's buying the 8 to 12 yesterday or the aerospace.
Yeah.
And Paul's saying, "Do you need this? Do you need that?" And who the fuck is he texting while I'm trying to shoot a video? He's texting me. Going, "I don't think Paul knows what he's doing."
uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were interrupting my video filming. I had to keep repeating myself before my battery died on my camera, dick. Anyways, yeah. Let it go, man. See, he's so easy to get wound up. He's so easy to get wound up. He's like a top, man. He's just woo. He goes woo. It's so great.
oh,
It's
man.
oh my god. Oh yeah, it's okay, man. Just let it go. I'm just having fun with you, Christian. Just having fun. We should have Christian on the show.
Yeah, we get them all. He wants
Yeah.
to do
I
it.
mean, he's been on our show before. He about wet his pants. It was great.
Yeah.
Because he was up there and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" He goes, "I'm gonna drive home." I go, "Why don't you just stay and do the show?" He goes, "No, no, man. No, no, just stay and do the show. What the hell?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I don't care. Let's do it." Yeah. I mean, to me, it's all. I always to me, it's refreshing to have somebody else's opinion, whether it be right or wrong. It's something to do. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Are you going? Bob, are you going to be at SEMA this year? Steal somebody's badge and pop in like you did last year? It'd be cool.
yeah, he
You
lives
will.
right there.
As of right now, we'll be in the Rockford booth. I'll just say that as right now. It's. I was telling Fernando, yes, sir. All right, perfect. We got to stop by. I have your shirt. I'll bring it that you got like a year and a half ago. Um, um, I always tell Fernando, it's like we're supposed to be here, but until tickets and hotel reservations show up,
We're free agents until
we're just kind of hoping.
right.
It's like we got to be there in 2 weeks. Yeah, well, they're slow.
Oh,
It's
geez.
like, yeah, maybe. I mean, we're supposed to be there. Yeah, that doesn't do well for my anxiety, but whatever. Yeah,
Oh, that's
but
hilarious.
oh, it is. So, Well, I don't know where this show is gonna go, but I feel it kind of went there and then walked around it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it was just an open topic.
Yeah.
Whatever we thought makes cars sound good, why cars sound good, or why people invest in car audio versus home audio. A lot of people do both.
A lot of people do both.
Right.
So the only thing I can rationalize like a good sounding car with is it's our fortress of solitude, right? Isn't that what it
Yeah,
is? I mean, it's ours. No one can interrupt us. We only let in what we want to let in, you
yeah,
know? Like we just drive. You know, some people drive like assholes. Some people want to road rage some shit. You know, some they're just not happy. I'm guessing they probably don't have good audio systems in their car.
yeah.
You know, because
Well,
if they
it's
did,
like Blake said earlier too. You can get better bass response easier in a car, or more bass easier in a car than you can at home without spending a ton of money.
okay, if that's the primary goal. But I will tell you, bass in a house, it's not the best idea.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because it knocks shit off the walls
hmm
and it irritates people that live there.
yeah. You just need, to me, but I'm not a home theater guy at all.
Yeah.
But I just need a little bit of bass, just
Oh
enough
no.
to feel what's going on.
Dude, man, when I fucking kick the subwoofers on, bro, and no
Yeah,
one's home, and I can just like, dude, I know fucking dust is popping out of the soffits on
yeah.
the house, man.
Well, you
Oh
seen
yeah.
Steve's setup? Have you seen it? The two.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's it right there, bro, dude. That's
Yeah,
why ain't no pictures on the wall in that house. Fucking a.
that's like the ultimate bass setup at home.
I think I just have those crossed over like 30 and below.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just for
because
the
he's got enough speakers in there to do everything else, just
yeah
so it just rumbles the floor. Just oh yeah,
demo
yeah,
vehicle.
yeah. No, yeah, the show vehicles that were there last year with Bobby and the boys. We'll just call them Bobby and the boys. They could play it at the top of the hour for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
okay,
would think
yeah.
Vegas would be the ones that clamp down. You would think that would fly in Vegas, but
Well, you know, which is funny too because they have so like right now the strip is all fucked up because they're getting ready for
the F1,
yeah. So
dude, they were
it's gonna
talking
be
about that when I was there.
it's gonna be all fucked up
Yeah,
till December sometime. Like I was seeing pictures of it yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna be good."
dude, can you imagine going to that race though? That would be so awesome.
Why?
They're driving like 200 miles an hour on the strip.
So you see, foo, 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 foo,
Yeah,
and then 10 minutes later, foo, 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 foo.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
That would be awesome, dude. But so I was talking to some of the Uber drivers, and they said that a lot of those are already reserved by like people from Dubai and
oh
everywhere,
yeah,
and those suites are going for like $1 million for the week or a night, or I can't remember what he said, but it was a absurd amount of money.
bro. He's totally throwing out Aaron from Kickers. Under 40 hertz is wasted
Oh
information.
yeah, I got Aaron on Unmasked when I was there in person.
Yeah,
I mean, it had to be done.
yeah,
You
yeah,
couldn't not do it.
yeah. How far is the base spot from your home, Vega?
Couple miles
What is the base spot?
where I go to test my speakers
Oh, is that where we went?
stuff. No, that's the park. I
Yeah.
don't go there often because I always have ball games and stuff.
Oh, the
But yeah,
park. Yeah.
but that's a good spot to do it though because it just depends on who you want in your shot and all this stuff. But
Yeah.
that's one of them. I have several now. They're building a highway and there's an off ramp that nobody ever takes
Right.
because it literally will. You get on that off ramp, you drive 1 mile, and you have to get off the highway. So now I just get on that off ramp, pull off to the side, shoot all my videos there with no problem whatsoever.
Hmm. That's cool.
So that is my spot.
Okay. Okay, man.
RVH going in.
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If we had the opportunity to go, it'd be a fool not to. So it's
Yeah.
not like you'd never say no. I
Heck.
mean,
Yeah.
that's just how it goes. I mean, we never. It's like you guys want to do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel
Yep.
like I'm like NASCAR budget with F1 dreams.
I'm
I could
kind of
afford to
like
get
local
NASCAR, I
track.
wouldn't, but
I was thinking like local track budget. That's
yeah.
about as much as I'd spend on that. Maybe some figure eight school bus racing shit.
Dude, you know what? I enjoy those, like the little we have a dirt track and we have a regular track that people can drive their own vehicles on if they meet the standards and all. I have more fun doing those, and I imagine I don't think I'd have that much fun at NASCAR, but
I don't know.
I've never
I
been,
just,
so I can't say for sure.
I mean, they got pretzels. That's kind of like my criteria for any event like that is, do they have pretzels?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna get a pretzel. Maybe a bratwurst if they got
What if
them.
all they had was bagged pretzels, no soft pretzels? Then how you feeling?
Like, it was a waste. It was a waste of a day. It was a waste of a day. I will never go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you fucking
You
kidding me?
got
How
you
can
got
I
me
have
this
soft
time, but
pretzel?
that's it. Yeah.
I mean, I live for the soft pretzel.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I mean, that's the only reason I go to these things.
Yeah.
It's like,
Now I will eat a regular pretzel, but not at like a sporting event. Like
no,
I
fuck
need
that.
the
I got
soft.
bags of pretzels in the house. I love
Yeah.
pretzels, but it's like, you go for the soft pretzel. It's like,
Exactly.
and if the soft pretzel is hard, you're just like, this was a waste.
And if they had
Yeah.
like a good cheese dip or like a good
Yeah.
mustard or something.
Good mustard is good. I prefer the good mustard as
Yeah.
opposed to the cheese. Don't get me wrong. I like the cheese, but the mustard is way better.
Yeah. And I feel like I could do either one.
Yeah.
Just be just as happy. Oh yeah. So there's a show Sunday in Shawnee, Oklahoma,
Really?
called the Summer Bash. So they're doing a little SPL event, car show.
Nice.
James Childers puts it on, so I will be there, and it will be fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'd like to do more of those next year. That's
Yeah,
kind of like our plan is to hit maybe some of the big ones. You know,
I'm making plans to do. Uh, I can't think of the name of it. The biggest one.
up in Indy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely want to do that one. I think that will be one of the biggest ones.
yeah. I mean,
Big
the thought of going back to Indy sucks because Indy's shit. But
Slimology.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Indy is like not a yeah. I don't care for Indy.
It's like
Yeah.
I saw some of the weirdest bums there, but like she was trying to play hide and seek behind a trash can with her butt up in the air, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, and I don't mean like a dumpster. I mean a trash can. You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
it was just weird.
that can happen in Oklahoma City as well.
I mean, it can happen anywhere. Hot pretzels, beer cheese, and give me two.
There you go. Beer.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about beer cheese. Beer cheese is pretty good.
that's the new thing. Like a lot of these places now, it's like they have beer cheese. Which
I've had bad beer cheese though. I
I'm
will.
not a beer guy, so the beer cheese kind of ruins it for me. I'm a nacho cheese guy. So like I'm like, oh, we have beer cheese. I'm like, do you have mustard?
uh,
Just take ranch. What about ranch?
right.
In the dumpster behind the dumpster. No, dude, literally. Okay, so those concrete trash cans. It's like this is okay. So picture this in your head. Okay, so in Indy they have these crosswalks that go all over the place because you can walk inside because it's cold there in this wintertime. And so there's this one main intersection right there by the convention center that has one of these. It's got lights and shit, and it's a four.
Yeah.
And there's the cement trash can, right? And roadside, she is got her like this with her butt up in the air, but head down,
Yeah.
and she's in like an upside down fetal position, hiding next to this trash can with but her like we're on the sidewalk, so she's on the other side of the trash can, so she's on roadside. I'm like, what the frick is this person doing? And I think she was trying to sleep.
What? Like this was some sort of crackhead, right?
This
Just
was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
yes.
Like
So it was definitely
1:30.
not a normal person. Like,
No, 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 not a
sorry, all
normal person.
crackheads, if you're a crackhead listening, but
Yeah, yeah. No, it's okay.
you're just like a
Crack is whack.
different level of type of person. Then
Yeah, and it was just so weird. And I was like, I just looked at Fernando and I was like, "Are you seeing this?" He's like, "I'm seeing it." I'm like, "I'll never forget this."
yeah.
Me neither. But I just don't know.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Huh?
What's up, Drew? What's up,
Oh,
Rez?
Drew. Hey, appreciate
Teacher
it,
Bruce.
Chris
Cool
and
name.
David. So Drew's
Yeah.
in the house. What do you say? What makes a car sound good if he tunes it?
Mm, that's debatable.
uh,
You want to know what makes a car sound good? At the end of the day, what makes a car sound good is when you're in the passenger seat and the driver's in the driver's seat. And you just got done working on it, and they first thing they go, "Ooh, yeah," or
yeah,
they go, "Wow." That's what makes a car sound good because that guy was impressed. That means all the money that he just paid me, he's like, "Yeah, this is what I wanted.
yeah.
Perfect."
Mission
That's
accomplished. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes a car sound good. We get caught up in the minutia sometimes of sitting there going, "Oh no, well, when the cymbal goes from right to left, it does lose some of its, or when the drum goes, it's like, yeah, that's cool, man, that's cool." But you know, we need the customer to be happy. That's important. And if they're not going to be sitting in a sweaty parking lot till 2 o'clock in the afternoon when everyone's going, "Hey, what are you doing?" "I'm sitting in a parking lot, bro." "Why?" "I'm at a stereo show." "Why is it so quiet?" "Because I'm at a stereo show." "Don't make noise at a stereo show." "Shh."
Eyes closed in the driver's seat, man.
Yeah. Dean, how did the Broncos sound? What's the word on those Focal Power M's? The Broncos sounded great. The word on the Focal Power M's are the mid range is probably pretty good. The tweeter, if you're aiming it right at your face, is nice.
Yeah.
This, not so much. It has is no off-axis response, but this is cool. So I guess if you put some in an A-pillar and put them out your face, it is a speaker though. It's not really a tweeter. The mid bass is cool. The mid bass is the mid bass. It does what it needs to do. It has a lot of depth to it. It's poundy poundy. The tweeter, the frac tweeter is really the thing that is not taking off as well as everyone would hope because it's definitely a directional speaker. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Um, Mixed reviews, as always.
Yeah.
So,
We can try something like that.
well, if we ever get a set, I'll have some fun with them. You know.
Yeah, might as well.
Um, I mean, no. Okay, let's be honest. So when it comes to Focal high-end speakers, generally I'm not impressed when I hear them like right when they like Utopia M's to me were shit when they first came out. It wasn't until like 2 years later that I was like, oh, finally,
Yeah.
a set that has had some playtime and is really nice. So um those were cool, but it
I
took me
like
a
the
while
sound of the
to warm up
Focal
to
mid
it.
ranges, like the ones I've always used, but I've always been a little more disappointed in their tweeters. It's not that I don't like them; they're just not the
They're
style of
Focal.
tweeters I like. Yeah,
It's a
they're
hard dough, baby.
it's the Focal sound. Like people love the Focal sound, and
Oh yeah.
that's just the part that I don't like. The mid range I think really sound wonderful, but
But see, the mid range only work with the tweeters. You
right,
that pair works so like I'm not taking a Focal mid range and trying to put it with Morel.
no.
It's not going to work.
Now, if the Focals play up quite a bit higher
Oh
than
yeah. Well, they
so
have to
like yeah, because they're
'cause
what's like five. It's probably 6K?
5
5, okay. Yeah,
cross them over at 5.
okay.
Everything gets crossed over at 5. Speaker breaking is real, and speaker breaking on the more expensive speakers is totally real. The more expensive the speaker is, the more time it's going to take to break in. And I can tell you, in some regards, it's not like a week, it's not like 2 weeks. It can be a month, 2 months, 3 months. It all depends on how many times you're driving the car, how long you're playing it for. But yeah, no, 5K. Yes, you cross over a Focal tweeter at 5K.
And
All
it's
of
been like that for a long time.
it. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works. The mid-range plays up just fine. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
if you do a three-way set, it's even better because
right.
their mid-range, the little mid-range is solid as shit.
Yeah.
So, like that thing will carry the room for sure. But when it comes to my two favorite focals are the Flax and the K2s. K2s have always been my favorite. I've loved that speaker since the day we started selling them. It's a great speaker for
Drew
the guy. I've yet to Utopia set up that I really like. The K2s are way better. And there again, it's a different sound. But you're right. You're right. And I felt that way for a very long time. You know, it wasn't until I finally heard some and I was like, oh shit, yeah, these sound good. You know, not a lot of people can handle that beryllium, boy. Boom, tick. You
No.
know, I just afford here's the tweeters. I mean, you know, yeah.
I mean, hey,
I don't. You know, the thing is, I don't even know what would happen. You know, because it's so far out. Yeah, that. I mean, it just probably get hot.
just try it. I mean, see what happens.
No, no, I'm good. I don't like blank.
Don't try it on your expensive tweeters.
I don't want to try it on any speaker because I just don't like breaking things. I'm sure it's just gonna the heat is just gonna be too much. It's just gonna catch on fire or just
Yeah.
smoke or some shit like that. But I just don't like. I don't like breaking stuff. The slate fibers. The slate fibers are nice. It's a so access is cool, but access. mm, You know, I'm not a big access guy. I tend to just forget about access and I go back to either I go to integration. I think the integration is probably the best value focal you're going to find. Although the new auditor is probably for the price point is the easiest cheapest way to get what focal sounds like because it's the new Evo auditor is just like fuck me. You know, you didn't pay for that. No, not for that price. No, you didn't. So I was real hesitant to do anything with slate fiber just because I didn't really have a place for it. But we did some recently, and it was great because I'm not an access guy. I don't care for them. There's nothing against the speaker. It's just
Right.
like it does what it does. But to me, it's I don't know. It just doesn't feel as focal as it feels kind of off.
Yeah.
But the slate fiber, which is a little bit more, I was like, well, I said to the guy, I said, listen, can we go up a little bit more? We can get into a better speaker, which is slate fiber. And he was like, well, how much more? I was like, oh, a couple $100. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was like, shit, yeah, it was badass. It's totally worth the upgrade. Put that on I think we put it on a kicker key or something like that. I don't even remember.
Well,
Is that it? That's the show,
that's
huh?
it. That's it. If you want more of this nonsense, click the link below. Watch
Oh,
about
Jesus, like, we got nonsense.
dude, you ain't lying. Listen, you called it, but we'll talk about that in the next one. You certainly
Thanks for
called
playing, guys.
it. All right. We will see you guys on the next show
All
or
right,
next
see
week,
ya.
whichever comes first.
Yep.